Inna Lizett, thank you so much for coming on my show. It's such a pleasure to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Well, thank you. We're surviving this surprising heat wave here in the UK. Usually it's always freezing, even in June, July time. But this time around here, it's boiling hot outside. They've actually closed businesses down. They've closed even schools down because the same kids can't play out in the heat. People can't work in the heat, which is understandable. So
that's crazy. Closing schools down. Wow. Okay.
They'll be happy.
They're happy. They're happy. Well, it's also like really hot in Denmark. Usually we do not hit those really high degrees, but this weekend, I think they promised like 35 to 37 Celsius degrees, which is crazy for Denmark. So yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, and it's crazy here as well, to say the truth. And it's about in the same age, it's the same degree length as well. Like, we can't believe this has been happening and everything, but you know, it happens to the best of us. So first off, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure. I've been following your work for some time. Very impressive, I have to admit. I've listened to quite a lot of your music. You've done practically everything: singing, acting, songwriting. Is there anything else you haven't done yet?
Well, I am still working on like training my voice and becoming a better voiceover artist and dubber. Like, that's the next step. But that is under the category of acting. So today, actually, I do have an audition for musical. So busy times. But my first love was definitely music and singing and songwriting. And I do also have my first single coming in August, and from there on, just gonna be dripping off new music. You had a little preview on some of it, so exciting times.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic, the music that you've been doing and everything. I've been listening to it, which we're going to be talking about that throughout the show. And but I have to say, Inna Lizett, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you.
Well, my pleasure as well.
Appreciate it. So normally what I like to do with all my guests is, first things first, I like to do 3 important things. Number 1, I like to make prayer, that I pray for my guests that whatever you're doing in life, that it goes successful. Everything that anything that you got coming up, you pass it with complete success. You hit everything you want to do in life, and that goes for your loved ones, and that I wish you nothing but success in every single thing you do. Amen. I'll do that way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Number 2, congratulations on all your accomplishments, singing, acting, songwriting, and good. I'm going to say congratulations ahead of time when it comes to becoming a voiceover artist and everything, and dubbing for people. I'm sure down the line when I have to watch a movie and it's been dubbed in Danish, you're like, I know that voice. Oh, I've spoken to her on the podcast, and you see the credits. Yeah, I did speak to her on the podcast, so yeah, that worked.
Yeah, I hope so. So yeah.
You'll get there. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
You will do. Number 3, most important question I need to ask you is, because my show is called Chat Over Coffee, in case we have the opportunity of meeting, how do you like your coffee?
I do like my coffee strong, like usually 2 shots and then some milk. So I'm a typical cappuccino girl.
No, as if you're in the UK or anything, or from Denmark, the coffee's on me. Or you can come to the studio, as I've been showing everybody lately. There's so many ways I can brew coffee over here, from your classic French press to your pour over to what's called the portable espresso. That's the espresso machine. So yeah, there's coffee from all over the world over there. There's from Colombia, Spain, Slovakia, France, Italy.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, wherever somebody goes, they say, what do you want from, oh, look what I'm asking. Then they say, well, just bring back the coffee. That's what everybody says to me. So yeah, but yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I'm definitely intrigued to come and try some Slovakian coffee. That's new for me.
Done. So it's actually a really good taste to it. It's quite strong, and it'll keep you up for a while. I think lately, because I drink a lot of coffee, I think I've become caffeine intolerant to it. I don't think it affects me anymore. I think I can have an espresso at night and just fall straight asleep afterwards.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I
It
can't
has
drink
its
coffee
moments.
after 8 o'clock. After 8 o'clock, otherwise there'll be like a little like squirrel on the on the bed. Then I can't keep still. So then it's tea for me after 8 o'clock.
Tea, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll still drink coffee, but decaf. People always ask me sometimes, how on earth do you still drink decaf? And I just go like this, and there you go, it's done. That's how I do it.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy the taste as well. So decaf is also like a great hit with me, especially when you have desserts.
Yes, I 100% agree with you on that one. Yes. So diving into our interview now, what is your background and where was the inspiration from to pursue the entertainment business?
To pursue, sorry, what did you say?
To pursue a career in the entertainment business.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is, how long time do we have?
Take as much time as you like. I'm going to sit here and enjoy the story.
Oh, yeah. So, like where to start? I think, so my background, just to get that in place. So I am born in California. My mom is from El Salvador and my dad is from Denmark. And I came to Denmark when I was only 3 years old. But we came from Marina del Rey to a small fishing city, like all the way up north, close to Norway. So there's only like 5,000 citizens there. So I grew up in a really small community. I started singing when I was 7 years old. I started as many other musicians in church, in church. Yeah, because my mom is Catholic and coming from a Salvadoran background, you know, she needed some community. She did not speak the language. And luckily, I made friends with somebody who was singing in a children's church choir and I joined. And then she came and then I figured out that, wow, I really enjoy singing. And I couldn't stop singing. I was singing at home all the time. Like my mom, she could always tell when I was in a bad mood because then she couldn't hear me rocking around the house and singing all the time. So, and then I fell in love with performance, being on stage, performing like small children's theater, like Christmas shows and doing all this kind of stuff. Like I felt so at home on stage. Like I felt like I was in sync with myself, if that makes sense. Yeah. And so I've been doing that like all my life. But I will say, and something that I've also been like eager to actually talk about is like my story that I lost faith in myself. So after my parents divorced, I was spiraling a lot. I was confused about like, who am I? Because I'm a bit different than all the other Danish kids. My faith was so like shooken and I had a really hard time in school actually kind of fitting in, even though that I did have friends, but I really struggled with meaning from a very young age. And I knew that I had such a love for performing. And I remember from a very young age, I was afraid of telling people that I want to be a singer and I wanted to live of my talents on stage. And even from a very young age, I was afraid to say that because I was afraid not to be seen as somebody who was, serious. I was afraid that people would be like, oh, she just want to be a Spice Girl. She just want to be like Britney Spears. Like, oh, how cute. But I was so serious in my own head. And because I was so insecure, I didn't say anything. So it's that classic cliche that, you know, the fear of failure was just preventing me from playing the game. So, and then I felt very alone for a long time. And when I became a teenager, I spiraled even more. And then I was lucky enough to join this school. My mom was like, this is the only school I'm going to pay for. And it was a Christian school.
Okay.
And so I was like put there and I was like, oh, this is just going to be a year where I'm just going to waste my time and have fun. But they did have music. And I was like, okay, they have music here. And then something happened. I got a mentor. I started connecting with my faith, but in a very personal and new way, which was very healthy for me. Not because I made like a huge transition from one day to another, but suddenly I just kind of found myself. And I would say that that is the time when my spiritual journey just kind of shifted, and also where I started realizing that what I was doing wasn't like the life I wanted to live. I had the revelation that if I continue like this, I'll never be able to pursue my dream. And my dream was to be an artist. And it's like I had that revelation that I needed to change. But still, I haven't really secured any fundamental like base for my identity. So I would say that after that, I was still like, what to do? I went to university. I got a marketing and sales degree from one of the schools here in Copenhagen Business School. And then, I did all the right stuff. And I remember, like, I have glimpse of myself where I remember back me answering people, oh, what do you want to do with your life? And then I was just like, well, I'm good at school, so I'm just going to work in business. And I remember feeling that I was lying to myself, but not really acknowledging it. So then Corona hit, and I had a hard time finding a job, and I started in small startups. Like I'm so extrovert, and I'm so like out there. And I think that's part of my performance, like character, is that I was it was just so easy for me to fall into the mold of sales. So I just started that in different startups, and it failed. And then somehow I ended up in IT. So this is going like, and recently, this January, my body collapsed. It's okay now, but thank you. And I was completely burnt out. And I knew that it was like on its way, but I was ignoring it because I wanted to be strong. And I had built this narrative about myself that this was the right way to go. But I was not living an authentic life. I was waking up every day and listening to all kinds of podcasts for how to escape my reality, like how to become your own entrepreneur, like how to have success with yada yada, because I was wishing myself another life. So when I burned out, it was such a huge, it was devastating for me because I felt like a failure. And then I was like watching myself in the mirror and seeing this monster that even that, like, yeah, it was hard. So I was diagnosed with stress and anxiety. And for 2 months, I was in my bed. But then when I started to revive myself with some good coffee talks with some people who were able to help me, and I just relaxed and I found my energy, then naturally all the creative started to blossom again. And when I felt the energy to like do whatever makes me happy, I just started writing songs, and I started producing, I started painting, I started like using my hands and my voice again. And I could feel that suddenly I was just like finding somebody that I lost many years ago.
Yeah.
And that was also the songs that you have heard, and the songs that will be released soon are songs that I have written in that time period, which is very recently. And also just talking to these feelings of like millennial burnout and all kinds of other emotions that are so human and relatable and so personal to me, but it feels so freeing now when it's out. And then I have these awesome opportunities in my life. So it feels like that it was meant to happen somehow.
Because I mean, sometimes we have to experience something bad in order for something good to come through. And
Exactly.
I can remember one time I heard this good saying where sometimes you have to be broken in order to be rebuilt better. And I got this from a philosophy teacher whose work I've been following for many, many years now. And great mind, great individual. And he suffered quite a lot of that himself. And he kind of transitioned that own experiences he was going through into his work, what you see today.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely, it makes perfect sense where you're coming from. You have to sometimes have a massive, it does happen. It can be a bit intolerable,
Yeah.
but eventually you have to put this to the back of your mind. It's only temporary. It's, something better is due to come for you as well. And it will eventually come to you. You just have to be patient along the way. But everybody wants the whole quick fix method this day and age, but it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. And I have been so anxious going into like full-time creative artist mode. So anxious because basically like my whole career is just put on hold now. And now I'm building a complete new one. But I just knew that this wasn't something that I just wanted to do for fun. This was serious. Like I got sick. I need to do this. I have one life. And I believe that there's so many other people who feel the same way. And I really hope that through my artistry that people will feel met and realize that, hey, there are other opportunities out there to fight that fear. So that's what I'm working on right now. And my journey is still like in the beginning, but I see how it really unfolds. And I'm very excited to see like how I will meet other exciting people like you, Addi.
For me, right?
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. No, I mean that's the same thing. I mean, like, I think we've kind of had the same journey. I was having to work regular jobs I wasn't really happy doing, but you had to do them anyway because obviously you need to pay the bills, and obviously, but there's always something inside you where you have to realize this is not for you. You need to do something that's making you actually happy. You need to do something where you can broaden the horizon. And eventually, friends of mine started saying to me, you got to get into this podcasting thing because you're good at this, you're good at that. You're going to. I never used to think that, and I thought, well, that's not for me. No, give it a shot. Give it a shot. This is a podcast. What we're doing right now, we're just talking. So then one guy pulls the phone out and starts recording it all, and I was like, listening back to it. Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. And obviously we had lots of cups of coffee all over the place where we'd always sit in a coffee shop and talk randomly. And from there, the show was actually created. So this is my coffee shop now, as you can tell. So
that story. We have a bit in common. It's so cool. And there's something like I felt like somehow I just fell in sync with my meaning, and I don't know how else to put it, but I hope you feel the same way because I don't mind working a lot, but you need to have some passion in there.
Of course, yeah. The day you give up on your passion will be the day you stop living, is the way I look at things.
Yeah, and that happened for me, right? Like my brain, my body just shut down. Well, also my brain, actually. Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're back.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back too. And I feel like, very cliche-ish, but, like the butterfly story. So this is like a new chapter, a new beginning, and a new me. And and I'm just so excited to see where things will go. Still, things are a bit like, okay, you get excited and anxious because you don't really know how tomorrow's going to look like. Like things can just like turn upside down from one week to another. So it's exciting and thrilling, but right now, because it's so necessary, and I hope you feel the same way, that it's worth it.
Well, it definitely is. Definitely is. If I hadn't pursued this, I wouldn't have been speaking to so many people I've had the opportunity of having on the show, like yourself, for example. I mean, a few weeks back, I got to speak to the son of one of my biggest inspirations as well. I was like, as soon as he said, "Yeah, I'll come on your show," I was like, "What the heck is this?" And it happened. Thankfully.
Yeah, I did see that. I know who you're talking about. Congratulations with that. That's pretty cool.
Go on, who is it then? Let's see it. Go on, who was it?
It was Chris.
Yeah, Chris Van Dam. Yeah, Chris Van Dam. He's actually. I've actually had like 3 people by the name of Chris come on my show. Sincerely. over the course of doing the show, yeah. So first is a personal friend of mine called Chris Wiley. If he's listening, a big shout out to him. God bless him. He's got a good heart on him and everything. And he bounced back from surgery very well, and he's still hitting it hard in the gym. Bless him. Other one was Chris Casamassa, who played Scorpion in the original Mortal Kombat. And he was so cool to talk to and everything. It's like, again, it's always those pinch me moments. And then recently, obviously, Chris Van Damme.
Yeah.
I hope one day there's a lot more Chris and a lot more. There'll be a lot more Chris coming my way as well. When there's a Chris, there's a way. You can say. And so, getting into how did you get into acting?
Well, as I said, I've always had that in me ever since I was a child. Like, being on stage and acting, and it comes so naturally for me. So when I started to look at opportunities for how I could act with my voice, I was like, okay, I just need to get out there and then get some experience, meet some people, And then one thing took another, and then I ended up in like different Danish movies where I had small roles, and then I did a commercial, and then suddenly I have an agent, and suddenly I was like, well, I guess I'm an actor now. And it suits me really well. I think it complements my singing abilities like so well, because I would not just say purely that I'm a musician. I would definitely say that I am a performer. And it feels a little bit surreal still to say that, but that's how I feel like deep down inside. So that's like how it came around.